This is probably about take 3. My battery just cut out. Hello, I'm Louise. Hello. I'm classed in the business as your team leader, unless you're under Sarah, who's just newly qualified. Well done. So, I've just come back from Birmingham yesterday. I did it up and down in a day for training on how to be a better leader. And I learnt loads. And I've come back all a bit of I've just been out for a run. I'm like, got loads of ideas. And I'm thinking, right, okay, if I can weekly try and do like a Facebook kind of video link with a hint of product stuff, and just to kind of try and give you some information that's not written. So, it, just colours it a little, I guess. Next Wednesday, which is the 22nd, we're doing a new joiners group, kind of like it's just a starter workshop, 2 hours in Whitley Bay, because quite a few of our new recruits have come in north of the Tyne. So we're going to do it there at Sarah's, and it's kind of getting to know your blue bottles, so looking what's in your starter kit, and a little bit of the ethics, and just meeting and greeting people. Nice little meet up before conference in March, which is at the Recock Arena in Coventry, which if you haven't got tickets for, I would massively advise going. I went about 3 years ago on my own, didn't really know anybody apart from Penny, and Penny massively took me into the fold and introduced me to people, and loved it, got a massive buzz from it, learnt loads, can't recommend it enough. But also you get to meet other people, and that's kind of a great start for your sort of little entrance to the family. Meeting Peter, hearing from Susan Curtis, who's been with Neal's Yard since the beginning, about where the materials and come from, and the farmers that they've traded with for like decades. So if you can get a ticket for that, do it. And I'll be there, and Sarah will be there, and a few others. So it'll be lovely to kind of like spend some time with you. Training. There's a new training website. I don't know if any of you've had a look. It's fantastic. It's got seminars in there. There's stuff, because I've made my mouth about kind of like not enough being in the north. They've put more on in Wakefield. Thank you, Denise. And also Scotland. So I've booked on the 10th of April one in Edinburgh. So it'd be great if some of our Scottish, beautiful Scottish people can get there. So Leslie, Louise, that'd be marvellous. There's a day before that Adele was talking about, there's an introduction to aromatherapy. So if you've got like a cheap Airbnb, or some of you got together on Facebook on our page, you could arrange maybe sharing. Then there's also stuff in Wakefield. Consultant product training, and again aromatherapy, but I think that's more sort of May side. But yeah, I can't recommend training enough. You can go to Birmingham, put 2 days together, just have a look at the site. It's amazing. And you do come back so like motivated and inspired and enthused and full of knowledge, which is kind of what you want as well, so that you can pass that on. If you've just started, I'd just jump in and book yourself for like a launch party or a starter party. Get the kit. Just try it on people. Do a mini facial on yourself. Keep on doing it, because that's the best way that you're going to see the difference on your skin. I'm not a salesperson. My background's not in sales, but I know what works on my skin. And so I think that enthusiasm passes on. And there are many ways that you can kind of dovetail it into what you do. Most of you know I probably work with a project called We Engage, where we work with people with dementia, and Neal's Yard have been amazing sponsoring that. So bring it alongside what you do. If you're a therapist, if you're a nutritionist, because there's no minimum sales, that's why it's not like pushy. It's about getting it onto people's skin. And I've probably said that loads of times, but it's about you seeing the difference that organic can make to your skin. And for like 50 quid, it's like, it's a no-brainer. 230 quid's worth of stuff for 50 quid. Right, I feel like I'm starting to rant on now. So if you can get your new recruits, or get yourself, if you've just started, to Sarah's next Wednesday, brilliant. We also have like a kind, if you can't get to conference, a conference feedback, which will be on March the 12th, Sunday, March the 12th, in East Bolton. We can get the metro there. What else is going on? There'll be a price rise slightly due to Brexit, with the new brochures that'll come out after conference in March. So get rid of the brochures that you've got. Get them to people, give them to people this weekend, you know, unless you've got a party. And get your starter party booked in if you haven't already. And I think now we're starting to get to this point of like, okay, let's start getting the parties on the calendar, because we're starting to do them again. And people, you know, will come to the end of February. You've got Mother's Day in a month's time. If you've lapsed, it's a perfect time to get your consultant status back, because you need 50 personal points or 50 QV to get yourself back on. But you can get 30% off Mother's Day gifts. And then, you know, even the superfood complex is 10 points, and you're getting it for like, what, 9 quid, which is more than half price. You're getting 10% off because you're a lapsed consultant. And then it'll give you a drop down at the end. If you've got 50 QV, then you can just order a new set of brochures. So it's a perfect time to kind of get back your kind of 24 rolling months again. Yes, I'm at Tynemouth on Sunday. I'll have some extra sheets on the campaign that I'll leave with Mel, who's at Tynemouth tomorrow. So if you want to kind of pop down, say hello, great. For those further afield, yeah, get on the company training side, because honestly it's the way forward. And have a great weekend. I know I'm getting into saying recruiting more. It's just one of those things. I never used to be able to say it properly. Join us if that feels better. Join the family. What do you think of the word lame for our group? Because we are getting bigger. We're over 230 now, which is amazing. Blue bottles rock. If you cut me up, I will be blue bottles running through me like rock by the sea. I'm not a poet, me. Have a good weekend.